Welcome back to another episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. We are here, changing the setup a little bit, keeping it fresh.
Change never hurts.
Keeping it fresh and keeping it real. I'm Jimmy Martin. You can watch me on KUTV every Saturday and Sunday morning, or you can find me on KUTV.com. You're back.
I'm always back.
Yeah, tell them who you
There's
are.
Always something. Brooks Bird with The Real Place and Blogcritics.org.
Cool. All right, you can find Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6, also on their on-demand system. It's Utah On Demand, movies and film, tabs right there. All right, our sponsor, cannot forget our good old sponsor, it's Cinemark, so be sure to check out Cinemark Cinema 10. It's open now, those seats are waiting for you to put some grooves in them, so it's going to get squishy in there.
I've been seeing things on Facebook all day.
Yeah, right?
Our friends were there today.
Nice. Well, go check them out, or go to Cinemark.com. All right, in this episode, we're going to be reviewing Disney's Cinderella. We're going to have two interviews from the Insurgent junket, one with Ansel Elgort, that is quite the name, and Miles Teller. But first, we're going to review, Liam Neeson's back in Run All Night. Let's check out a clip right now.
I'm here asking for my son's life, Sean. I pulled the trigger. I killed Annie. You want to send someone for me? Tell me when. I'll keep the door open. I'll put my gun on the table. Michael, he's a good kid. He's got a family. He don't deserve this.
I'm the only one ever cared about you. And all of that ended an hour ago when you killed my son. I'm coming after your boy with everything I got.
I won't let you take him, Sean.
You got no choice. And when it's done, and it will be done, you and I are gonna meet back here at this restaurant, at this same table that I used to share with my boy, and I'm gonna look you in the eyes just like you look at me in the eyes right now. And I'm gonna see how empty they are without your son in the world. Same thing I saw in my wife's eyes. Same thing you're seeing in my eyes. And when I see that, then I'll let you die.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Here's my thing with Liam Neeson. I used to love Liam Neeson.
I still do.
I
He's
do and do not.
You can tell that he's just getting really tired of this.
I think he's collecting a paycheck now.
Oh yeah.
You know?
But the only problem is now he's collecting yours.
Well, exactly. And it's almost to the point where I think he's wearing the same outfits. Like he's
Yeah.
not even changing costumes
He's just
anymore.
walking from set to set.
It just goes from warehouse to warehouse.
Where am I going?
What am I reading today? Who am I shooting?
We need you in Warehouse 3. All right.
His daughter or son's getting killed, whatever. So in this film he plays, guys, I love the character's name. It's Jimmy, Jimmy the Gravedigger. That's his nickname because he has a history. He's not a good guy. He's not a good guy. He's part of the mafia family in New York. But he's a drunk now. Everybody kind of just laughs at Jimmy. His son, who is a strange son, is a limo driver, and then his best friend is played by Ed Helms, who's kind of the boss of the family. What did I say? Ed Helms? No, not Ed Helms. Ed Harris. So Ed Helms would have been better. So Ed Harris shows up, and they've been friends all these years. Well, his son is getting into some nasty drug dealing. Liam Neeson's son gets in the crossfire of it, and basically
two Albanians get shot on the street. Before
things get worse, and Ed Harris's kid kills Liam Neeson's kid. Well, Liam Neeson kills him, and now all ties are off. No more friendships, no relationships, no more passes. It's time.
Free for all.
Yeah, it's time.
Everyone's going down.
Ed Harris is going to kill Jimmy.
And to make it through the night, they're going to have to run all night.
Run all night. So this film was so. It's probably the best running action film I've seen that was probably released in 1994. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's so outdated.
Van Damme or Seagal.
Yeah,
anyone.
It's outdated.
Insert action hero here.
I'll give you this. I did enjoy the scenes where Liam Neeson and Ed Harris were sitting there.
When they're just sitting, reminiscing, waxing nostalgic or something, it completely works.
Sure.
But I think it's because they're so good.
They are good actors.
They're above the material.
But the best parts of it are when, they're going to kill each other. That's the thing. Yeah. They're saying it to each other's face. I love those kind of scenes. There was the one in Equalizer.
They still have that respect, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's like, I'll sit down with you, but I am going to kill you in about 5 minutes.
Just so you know.
Just one last.
We may be best friends, but I'm going to kill you before you walk out.
Exactly. The kiss on the cheek, the death kiss kind of thing, And that's what it is, And sure enough, he gets up and walks to the table, and they're about to kill him right there outside the restaurant, and he punches him in the throat and takes off.
Runs into the night.
the slippery slope begins when they introduce a professional hitman who apparently is one of the worst hitmen in the world because he fires 900 shots and hits no one.
I think he fires more bullets than anyone in the movie.
Is common.
Not an actor.
No. I thought he was going to break out in a Selma song. You know, I think that's in his contract.
He probably
now.
should have.
But you know, he's got the laser sights on his gun, which I haven't seen a laser sight in a gun since Terminator.
Or Lethal Weapon 4.
Right. So again, outdated. Seen this before.
You know how it's gonna end.
It's Liam Neeson just being Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
It's
better
really
and
getting
worse.
old, and it's really getting tiresome.
I read some news today. He's going to give it up in 2 years.
Oh, thank God.
So we only have about 10 more movies to go.
So there'll be a Taken 7 by that
by
point.
then.
And you know, and this is the director who's directed them in numerous films.
Non-stop and unknown.
Non-stop, unknown, and now this. All forgettable.
Yes.
Every single one of his films, I know Non-stop was on a plane.
On a plane. Which was
the guy's he's a
hilariously bad
master
in the
at
last 15
making
minutes.
he's a master at making just forgettable films.
Let alone you never know what's going on anyway.
No.
In the action scenes.
So
People hated the Bourne movies. Oh.
So with that said, I'm like at a 1 star. I was
It's
bored
really
out of my
bad.
mind, and then it just becomes comical at the end, to where you're just like, whatever, man. You know,
I think that's the only thing it had going for me was at least I was slightly entertained because it was so bad.
yeah,
But that doesn't mean it deserves another star.
no,
Or another half a star. So
No.
I have to agree.
Wait, you're
It's
at the
totally one.
1 star.
This is the worst of the bunch.
Sorry, Liam Neeson fans, if they are still out there, if he hasn't gotten rid of all of them by making these terrible films.
They're still out there.
Are they?
Taken 3 was any indication.
Oh God. Okay, so that'll it. 1 star each for Run All Night.
Watch A Walk Among the Tombstones.
I wouldn't even watch that one. Wouldn't even watch that one. Coming up next, we've got interviews with the cast of Insurgent and with Ansel Elgort and Miles Teller, and we'll see you after that.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
What are you doing in here?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
It's kind of a look a man gives when he's afraid somebody might be watching him.
I am big. It's the picture that got small.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. I have to tell you right now, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
21.
In a
It's-
week.
That's the only one that counts.
Yeah, that's the only one that counts.
You got plans for it yet? You gonna?
Yeah, I'll have a bunch of my friends over, my family, and
Yeah.
it'll be good.
You do it with your family?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
You know,
That's-
and then later on.
that's
probably
daring.
not. But- no, my family will be there later on too. I have a good family.
Cool. So in this film, what would you consider was the most challenging aspect for your role this time?
I think it's, you know, when he goes back to Erudite and he's really struggling. He has an internal struggle going on where he's not sure if he's made the right decision because he realizes that he's about to lose the rest of his family. He's already lost his mother and father.
Yeah.
Now he's about to lose his sister, and he's trying to convince himself that this is the right thing and that he's happy that he's on this side of Erudite because it's going to protect the world's peace.
Sure.
But I think deep down he's torn by his decision.
Yeah. There's a scene in this one, and you're not in this scene, but it's where they get kind of a truth serum injected into him. And if you were to have that serum injected through you, what's the one movie and song that you'd be most embarrassed to tell people that you love?
I think, well, I'm not really embarrassed about anything, but the movie that I love a lot that isn't very like piece of work, piece of art.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Billy Madison.
There you go.
I've watched it probably 80 times. And then my favorite, a song that I love that I would maybe embarrass is, "What is love? Baby, don't hurt me."
You gotta do the neck.
dun 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 dun. Yeah, I love that song.
Nice. Apparently, you and I share a love also in Hell's Kitchen. Is this right?
Oh
with you?
yeah, roll! Yeah, I love it.
Is there something about? Gosh, I think they're like on 13 seasons now or something like that.
I haven't watched it recently, to tell you the truth.
Well, it's almost on every day now.
But growing up, I watched it. I used to love it.
Was there something that a character trait, either with the people on that, or even just in the films, that you get behind and you want to root for, whether it's sinister or not?
No, I don't know. And to tell you the truth, in that show, I just wanted the best chef to win, and you couldn't taste the food, so you didn't really know.
Yeah, right.
But I've always had a fantasy that I'd go see Gordon Ramsay eating at a restaurant, and go like he's eating and smash his food and go raw.
You're like, I just paid $50
but
for
I would
that.
never do that. I would probably go up and just be like, it's an honor to meet you and whatever.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, screw off, kid. But it'd be fun. Yeah.
I also read that you also have a kind of a musical background. You do DJ and stuff like that. Would you ever want to take your musical kind of creativity and put it into films, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I wanna star in and maybe direct and score and do everything on a film. It'd be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any genre that you're hoping to kind of get into, or
Western?
Are you into Western?
I want to do Western.
Western scores would be pretty tough.
I want to do an electronic Western score, so it would have like that.
You get like a post-apocalyptic, like a Western with like.
No, I don't like that kind of stuff.
No.
I don't like the cowboys and aliens kind of stuff.
No.
I like the
good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, I like a real Sergio Leone inspired kind of.
Perfect. Cool. Thanks, man. It was so nice to meet you.
All right.
Thanks, man. How's it going?
It's going.
Good. I was curious, is it easier or harder to perform a role with J.K. Simmons screaming at you 3 inches from your face?
If it's somebody as good as J.K. Simmons, then it's easier.
Yeah.
If it's somebody that is doing it in just like a bad way, then it's probably a lot harder to be intimidated by that.
Sure. This is actually a big year for you, obviously. Are fans more passionate about a role that you're going to portray that's either in a young adult novel or comic book series?
I think the comic book fans are probably, are pretty intense there. But I'm not putting anything past a lot of the teenage girls that live and breathe this Divergent series.
Sure.
So I'm more scared of teenage girls than I am the offended fans at Comic-Con.
Yeah, right. So your character Peter, I think he's probably, in my opinion, one of the most complex in the sense, doesn't really know if he wants to be the loyal companion or the snarky smart aleck.
Right.
Which side do you think he usually more falls on?
I mean, I think he kind of goes back and forth, and he goes really back and forth the whole movie, which is nice. I think whenever you think he's, doing one thing, he surprises you. But he's just growing up, man. He kind of starts out as, more of a punk, and at the end of the day, man, I think he's just kind of looking for some acceptance. He wants to be a part of the group. I mean, he's hanging out with, he probably, he really likes Trish. She's a really pretty girl, but she's got this, angry boyfriend who's just always being mean to him and stuff. So I don't know, but I'm excited to kind of take that journey with him, because he is, a little more, like you said, man, I think he's definitely one of the more complex characters, and for an actor, that's the most interesting thing.
For sure. There's a scene where 2 of the characters actually are injected with a truth serum. And if that serum was running through your veins right now, and I was to ask you the question of what movie and song are you most embarrassed to actually love and to let out?
I mean, I don't know. I love that Bruno Mars song where he's saying, like, I should have bought you flowers and held your hand, now you're dancing with another man. I love that song. And movie-wise, I mean, I'm not ashamed to say, but Wizard of Oz is absolutely one of my favorite movies of all time, and maybe that's a bit. But I also like musicals. I mean, Donny Osmond, Close Every Door from Joseph.
Yeah.
Like, I know a ton of musicals, and that's probably embarrassing, but
they
just make me feel alive.
Would you want to star in a musical kind of thing, or would you want to star in a musical?
I'm trying to. I might be starring in Damien's next film, which is a musical.
Oh, cool.
Damien, who did Whiplash, it would be his next film is called La La Land.
Nice.
Play piano and sing and
get you back in there.
Right.
Cool. Thanks so much. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
are you doing in here?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
That's the kind of a look a man gives when he's afraid somebody might be watching him.
Big. It's the picture that got small.
Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off. So, cast of Insurgent, fun kids. Next week we will have the stars of it, Shailene Woodley and Theo James. So, but now we're going to review. Well, Disney's back and they're taking another cartoon and turning it into live action. Cinderella, directed by Kenneth Branagh. Let's take a look at the clip and then we will talk about Cinderella.
In you get. Oh, it's a lovely blue.
Do stop whiffing on.
Phew.
Ella, I almost forgot. Remember, the magic will only last so long. With the last echo of the last bell at the last stroke of midnight, the spell will be broken and all will return to what it was before.
Midnight.
Midnight.
That's more than enough time.
Off you go then.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Goosey, go!
So you know the story.
You know the story, Cinderella. We don't have to get to the plot of it. Evil stepmother.
It's the exact same story.
Exactly. Glass slipper, finds a prince, disappears, all that kind of magic shows off.
Yeah.
Happily ever after. There you go. That's the plot of Cinderella. And the thing is that Kenneth Branagh doesn't change anything. I kind of like him for doing that because, you know, you've got this film, or at least nowadays in film, where you're going to add a battle scene.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to add
Everything has
CGI
to be
dragons.
modernized.
Yeah. And he just takes the animated film and makes it a live action film. There's no.
Except a lot longer.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's long. It's very long.
Almost 2 hours.
It's over 2 hours, I thought.
Well, it's 112-ish, and then there's the short.
The short. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a Frozen short.
So there is a Frozen short.
early or at least on time.
Right. But it's long. It feels long, and I think that's because there's not action scenes in it. I think that's because
might be why it feels long.
Sure. Lily James plays Cinderella. I think she's adorable in it.
Oh yeah.
You know, she's fun in it.
She suits up well.
Yeah. But I think the star of this film, who like shines the brightest, is Cate Blanchett.
Oh,
in my
she's
opinion,
so good.
She is horrible.
Is the wicked stepmother.
Oh, yeah, she takes it to a new level. You're just like you want to jump.
It's subtle.
You want to jump on the screen and just strangle her, you know?
She's actually weirdly subtle.
Yeah.
That's how awful she is.
I've heard people kind of complain that they are upset because why would Cinderella take so much from her? Like, I'm like,
she always has.
Like, that's the story, you know?
Because she always has.
Like, if she was just like, screw this, I'm out, you know? It's like the movie would be really short. But she's really good. And actually, someone who I don't really find myself attached to a lot, that I liked a lot, is Helena Bonham Carter.
She is really good.
As the fairy godmother.
It's almost a blink and you'll miss it cameo.
Oh, yeah.
But she's really good.
She's in there
hilarious.
For maybe 10 minutes at the most.
If that.
She gives her the pumpkin, you know, into the carriage. And
gives her the dress and the pumpkin, and off they go, and you never see her again.
And she's great. She's great in it too. Richard Madden plays the prince, you know, and he's good. Lily James and Richard Madden have a really good chemistry. Like,
they are really good together.
They're cute together when they find each other in the forest. And
which is important.
Yeah,
because a lot of times you just don't care.
Exactly. The effects are really good. You know, the transformation of the pumpkin into the carriage. I love how they got creative with changing the lizards into like the chauffeurs and stuff like that, where like they kind of had like lizard teeth and like kind of greenish skin, where we horrifying anybody who saw them.
True. Yeah.
And the goose into the
eating flies. And
yeah, exactly. Like the goose into the to the driver. It was just fun. It's not over the top. It's really just
sweet, charming.
Yeah,
but too long.
Definitely too long.
Too long. 2 hours? No.
Yeah.
The original cartoon's probably 70 minutes, if that.
I keep forgetting that
But-
Kenneth Branagh directed it, but
I
I
know.
go back, because he did the first Thor.
Yeah.
And he's great at those fantasy
He's
kind of
good
worlds.
with that epic
Yeah.
kind of feel, but rooting it a little bit in
Sure.
reality.
And it's got that kind of Shakespeare quality to it a little
Yeah.
bit, like he was a perfect choice to direct this film. So I really liked it. The acting's fun. I'm probably about the 3-star range, I think
Three's a good part for it.
I
yeah.
think it's a good, I was thinking 3.5. I think 3. It's
My
one of the-
wife, Missy, she's been on.
Yeah.
She has a big gripe with the ending.
Oh, yeah?
She just hates the fact that they spend so much time with her talking about how it's her house. The family's lived there for 200 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden at the end, not to spoil it, but Prince Charming says, "Come away with me." And she's like, "Okay." And leaves everything behind.
but
and it's just such a conflicting message.
Did you
but-
see Richard Madden's eyes? They're
And
dreamy.
his teeth.
Pearly whites.
No red wedding here.
Right? So, 3 stars for me.
I can go with 3.
3 for you.
Yeah.
Check out Disney
It's better than
Cinderella.
Maleficent.
It's great for kids.
Yes.
It's a great family-friendly film.
I had a 4-year-old sitting next to me, and she wasn't bored.
No,
That
good.
says a lot.
Good. All right. Well, there you have it. That'll be the end of this episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. Be sure to check out our sponsors, Cinemark, cinemark.com. If you're in the Utah area or Salt Lake, be sure to see the new Cinemark 10.
Sugar House.
It's awesome. It's really cool.
Recliners.
Yep. And we will see you next time.